Hey guys, back for another video. And this video I just basically wanted to give you guys a tip and kind of a warning. Most people have these algae scrapers. This is a MagFloat medium sized, and they're great. They really are. They get all the algae out the glass, and you basically it's kept together by a magnet, and you get the glass, the algae out the glass. And one side stays in the tank when the other side stays out of the tank, and you move it around wherever you want. And when you let go, it floats to the top, which is easy to grab. If it ever comes off, it just floats to the top, and you can grab it and put it back on. Now this is great, very useful. I highly recommend this. If you don't have one of these, then you can get one of the poles with the scraper that you can just put in the tank whenever you need it and scrape the glass off. You can do that too. That's fine. But and they have, I'm sure they have other brands of this, but most of the time I just see MagFloat. This is the most common I see, and in fish tanks, and I also see them at PetSmart and all these different pet stores and fish stores, so probably the most popular. But anyway, what I was saying was, if you look right there, see there's tons of little bristles, and if you can't really see with that camera, but there's bristles, and if you notice there's white dots in those bristles, and I'll explain that. Now those bristles are what scrapes off the algae that grows in the glass. Of course not coralline algae, but the other kinds, the green algae, and cyanobacteria and everything. But what happens is a bunch of little critters like to set up camp inside of these bristles and between these bristles. And normally they're fine. They're not harmful at all. They're like little pods and everything. But however, I have had some not bristle worms, feather duster worms, setting up little homes in between the bristles. And if you don't know this already, feather duster worms, also known as fan worms, will kind of build a little tube made out of like calcium, and that's really hard, and that's like the protective shell. They can suck into that if they feel threatened. And what happens is they set up their little house, their little shell inside of it, and you don't know it, and I didn't know this. I noticed their little the fan worms, but I didn't think it was going to do anything bad. Well, after a while, I noticed that I started getting little scrapes. See right there? That's a scrape. Little scrapes here and there on the glass, and I figured out those were a direct cause of these scrapes. So I haven't cleaned it yet, but I will. The only reason I didn't clean it already was just so I could show you kind of the little white calcium deposit, the little calcium shells that are in there. So those are very hard, and so they do scrape your glass. So just you might think, oh well, they're harmless, they're not going to do anything. Yes, they will do things eventually. I've noticed little scrapes, and there's some more right there. So they can definitely do some damage to your tank. And scrapes, you have a glass box filled with water, and the more scrapes you have, the worse it's going to be for you and the fish. So definitely recommend cleaning it every once in a while. I've had this in the tank and I have not cleaned this, and I've had that magnet for as long as I had the tank, a year, and I just started noticing these things. So you don't have to clean them that often, but definitely if you start seeing things, just take it out, scrub it off with some RO water, and make sure you get everything off. And you just put it back in the tank, and everything should be fine. So just a little warning to you guys. Just trying to help you guys protect your tanks more. So yeah, that's just a little tip. So yeah, thanks guys. Comment, rate, subscribe.